become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Well, welcome to Picks and Parlays Radio on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. We've got a great show for you today. I'm your host, Nick Gieber, in for Chelsa Messinger, who's still out having that baby thing happen. So we wish her the best, and never fear, Chelsea will be back. We got a great show for you today. Loads of games to get to. And of course, as always, we have our A-team of handicappers coming in or calling in to provide you with the information you need to have a wonderful, wonderful betting day. All right, if you want to catch the show outside of the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, we're also stream live on YouTube. We stream on Facebook. We stream on Twitter. We stream just about everywhere you want to be. And the way we like it is when you comment, we put it up on the screen and we will discuss your comment or bring it up during the show. Once again, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, just search Picks and Parlays or use hashtag Parlay Radio to join the discussion. Well, we had a great baseball game yesterday. It was do or die, Game 4, Astros at Tampa Bay. And, well, Tampa Bay did, and the Astros died. The story was, of course, Justin Verlander pitching for the first time in his career after a 3-day rest. And I imagine this will be the last time in his career that happens, as he really crapped out. And Tampa Bay take it to a Game 5. Don't worry, though. We will be covering the baseball today. We will, of course, be talking about the Nationals at Dodgers, and we will discuss today the Cardinals at Braves, that game going on just about as we get off the air. Lots of college football, Washington State at Arizona State. We got Memphis at Temple, USC at Notre Dame. Did someone say USC? Oh, I feel just that bile, and I think I threw up a little bit, actually, in the back of my throat. Eagles at Vikings, Saints at Jaguars, 49ers at Rams, Seahawks at Browns, Steelers at Chargers. Those are our NFL picks today, so you want to stay tuned if you want to get ahead on those bets. And, of course, as discussed, we will be talking about the Nationals and the Dodgers. Look, if you'd like to call into the studio, you can do that too. We'd love to hear from you and what you're betting on today. 800-878-7529. The call is free, so don't be bashful. Pick up the phone. Again, free. Keep your money for the bet and not for the call. All right, well, we're going to step aside here and take a break. Just a reminder, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified every time we post a new video. All right, I'm going to step aside, take a break, and be right back to talk some college football.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Fall is here, and with the leaves changing, it may feel like you're running out of time to get any lingering home projects done before the holidays. Luckily, Home Advisor can give you a hand so you can spend more time watching football and less time doing home projects. From minor repairs to major remodels, Home Advisor will connect you with top-rated pros in your area. The pros have been reviewed by your neighbors so you can see what others thought of their work. And if you're not sure how much your project should cost, get multiple quotes from pros and use Home Advisor's Project Cost Guide to see what others paid for similar projects. And to top all of it off, you can book appointments online, no more phone tag. So whether it's remodeling the den for football season or fixing up the house before the holidays, Home Advisor makes it beyond easy to get your home projects done. To find the right pro at a fair price, just ask Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free award-winning Home Advisor app today.
All right, you're back with us here on Picks and Parlays Radio. I'm your host, Nick Gieber, and as promised before the break, we're going to get into some college football, and we're very pleased to be joined live from Atlanta. Well, the Grammy Award-winning rapper and Atlanta favorite son, 2 Chainz, joins us. Oh, well, not really. It's Joe Duffy. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing pretty good, Nick. Yeah, I'm probably a little bit more like Athens, Michael Stipe or something. That would be a little bit more my taste. But I will sing, by the way, every now and then I like to do some name dropping, gratuitous name dropping. I used to have Paul Davis used to live literally right down the street from me. He's in heaven now, but he is a pretty well-known rocker.
All right. Well, Joe, rubbing elbows with the stars. Let's talk about rubbing elbows with some college football, shall we? Let's start with the Pac-12, Washington State at Arizona. Arizona 4-1, coming off a bounce-back win versus Cal. Washington State, though, Joe, they're 3-2. They started off well. Then they had that loss to UCLA. They seemed to not really recover from that. They followed that up with a loss to Utah. Then defensive coordinator Tracy Cleggs resigned. What do you expect to see now?
Yeah, well, Nick, this is confusing. The Pac-12 does it to us. So Washington's playing Arizona, and then Washington State is playing Arizona State. So this is one where, I did a multimedia appearance earlier this week, and I liked Washington State a lot more at +2. I know one of those major conglomerates out there, they keep promoting how short road underdogs have done quite well. And this is true. And I know the software that they use, fortunately, I not only use that software, but I use an even better software where you can go back a few more years and you can roll out when it goes head to head with other great systems, because sometimes this short road underdog goes against a couple of my home team momentum systems. So essentially, when the short road underdog does not conflict with any of my home team momentum systems, the road underdog is 650, 488, and 29. Now, the line has dropped, and in some sports books, they're not an underdog right now, but still going against ranked teams in tough home games, when the odds makers tell you the home team has a very good chance at losing, going against a home team's been very profitable against the spread, 196, 56-4. Now, I like to do the I report, you decide. This isn't necessarily an absolute lock, because conversely,
hold on.
No, yes, sir.
Did you just say I report, you decide?
Yes, I did. Yes, I'm trying to.
I didn't know that we were the Fox News of sports betting. I'm not sure I like that, Joe.
Well, we're going to get rankings just like them when we give them great information like this.
Absolutely,
and of course, on the other side.
Yeah. Of course. Our opinion. By the way, Washington State's 1-4 against the spread in the last 5. Arizona State's 2-3 against the spread this whole season. So where were you landing on this one?
I'm going to go with Washington State, even though it's down to a pick 'em. I do like them plus the points, and I also think they're going to get a little bit of a boost. As you said, Tracy Cleggs did resign, but when a coordinator or a coach resigns midseason, usually there's a very short-term spark, and that's all I'm worried about this weekend. Whether or not it's going to pay off 3 weeks from now, I don't care. This weekend, I think their defense will get a short-term spark because of the resignation.
Well, interesting. So you don't think the fact that the defensive coordinator resigned is really going to have any particular effect in this game?
No, I think just the opposite. I think it's kind of a wake-up call when a head coach or a coordinator resigns in the middle of the year or gets fired. It's usually the wake-up call that they need. Washington State had a very improved defense last year, and they were expected to be among the better in the Pac-12 this year. They have not, and that's why he resigned, and allegedly he wasn't forced. It was a little bit of a surprise. You know, some people are coming out with a conspiracy theory. He resigned at Minnesota suddenly, but that had to do with a dumb tweet he did. Now, I think this was just his decision, so I don't think it'll have no effect. I think just the opposite. I think it'll have a little bit of a short-term spark. It'll wake up the defense, because I do see that happen a lot. When a team needs a wake-up call, you know, one of my golden rules, you cannot manufacture emotion, and I think the defense will be playing with a little bit more emotion. They're kind of going to be rallying around it, and I think they'll play a little bit better this week.
Yeah, you know, I actually take the opposite approach on this one because, you know, I believe firmly in sports and momentum. And, you know, when you lose 2 in a row, particularly that loss to UCLA, then getting, scoring only 13 points and conceding 38, losing the defensive coordinator, I mean, it's going to take a lot for them to find the intestinal fortitude to fight back from this. I would tend to think that would have the opposite effect that you're suggesting.
The one thing that is true, I've always said, and this is proven by my software, college football is the #1 momentum sport. So you are right there. But as I said, when a team is underachieving, no, I do think that little wake-up call, sometimes in baseball when you have a team meeting and the manager explodes, that gives them the lift. But I do think this is kind of, like I said, the emotion that you can't manufacture. The reason I think an underachieving Washington State defense will respond is because they did get their wake-up call, because Washington State's defense isn't as bad as they've shown this year.
All right, well, we will find out, won't we? Let's go to Memphis at Temple. Both these teams doing quite well this season. Memphis 5-0. Brady White's the quarterback, coming off an easy win against Monroe. Temple 4-1. Well, they won 27-17 against East Carolina. Temple 3-0 at home. Memphis 2-0 on the road. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, I do like the fact, you know, although I'm going to give you a pick on the total, I generally like to fade line moves unless it has to do with a very specific injury. Memphis opened up at -3. They're up to -6, and that's going from one key number to another, although, you know, once it hits 7, it's a bigger key number. We have an interesting situation here. And as I've said, many of my best systems are really fit into the counterintuitive realm. Memphis, their last 4 games, they've scored a combined 154 points. So I think the knee-jerk reaction of everyone's going to be, whoa, wait a minute, got to bet this over. Well, when you have a total of 50 or less, so this is, you know, in 2019, a fairly medium range total, despite the fact that Memphis has been doing all that scoring. So when you have a total of 50 or less, despite one team combining for at least 144 points or more over the last 4 games, it does go under at a 192, 136, and 6 rate. And, you know, Memphis are going to get Chris Claybrooks back, was expected to get him back and make a season debut. He's got speed, he's got coverage ability, a very key player, especially after Memphis, their pass coverage was terrible, despite the victory against ULM, giving up 319 yards. So I do think that Memphis's defense will be better. In addition, Patrick Taylor, he's questionable, but after missing 4 games. So Memphis could get 2 key players back in their defensive backfield this week, and they definitely need it.
All right, so the unders cashed in 4 of Temple's last 5 at home. So you're taking the under on this one, right?
Yep, yeah, and this is going to be the best defense Memphis has seen all season as well. Temple's #1 in scoring defense. And both of these defenses, in fact, when you look at the numbers, they're holding their opponents to well below their normal averages. Both defenses in passing yards, rushing yards, and total yards per play. Usually, in fact, I think anywhere from 0.8 to 1.1 yards below their normal average, both of these defenses.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, let's get to the last match. We've only got a couple of minutes here.
Okay.
As a Bruin, I have to say this game, I don't like either of these teams. I like Notre Dame. I dislike Notre Dame less than I absolutely hate USC. I'm happy to say USC are 3-2. They did have a bye week last week. Before that, though, was a 28-14 loss to Washington. Their quarterback, Matt Fink, is well, has as many interceptions as touchdowns on the season. I'm wondering, though, he could be a good candidate for the Bengals draft.
Yeah. By the way, I loved your campus. Went there when I was in town for the '94 World Cup many, many years ago. The UCLA campus is quite the impressive campus. Actually, USC, their quarterback, Keaton Slovis, is back. He was hurt. This is going to be, he's one of 3 starters that USC has seen this year because of injuries, but he's a pretty good player. True freshman, 60 out of 77 for 732 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in 4 road games. This is a very tough road game, but his completion percentage ranks 2nd in FBS. So he's doing quite well as far as being efficient. UCLA, they're going to get a couple of their defensive players back this week. Hufanga is going to come back. He was their leading tackler when they got hurt. Griffin's going to come back. I know we're running out of time, so I'll cut out some of the other stuff, but USC plus the 11, I do think is a pretty good play. They're going to stay within the number.
All right, Joe, thank you as always. And if you want to find more of Joe's picks, go to picksandparlays.net. You can get free picks there, as well, of course, Joe's expert picks at picksandparlays.net. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'll be joined by Enfuego, Chip Chirimbes.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Where's your pimp sheet?
You ready? We're live.
Oh, we're back. How about that? Welcome. Picks and Parlays Radio, Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Nick Gieber, and I'm joined in studio by the always entertaining and particularly successful these days, Chip Chirimbes. Chip, I know you're not one for self-promotion. So
No, right. Well,
what I want to do is I want to.
Yeah.
I know this is hard for you.
It's difficult.
But see if you can bring yourself to tell our listeners and viewers just how hot you've been.
Well, I've been doing this 40 years now, so it isn't unusual for this to happen. But what is happening now is just absolutely wonderful in football, as our games of the year is now going to 15-2. Our baseball here has won 4 straight playoff games. We have a winner right now at picksandparlays.net, the Cardinals and the Braves. Right now, you can log on and get that winner. But it's really been wonderful, Nick. We had a hockey winner last night, and one thing that we like to do and we pride ourselves on is giving the single strongest play in any sport, no matter what it might be. If it's a hockey game, you're going to get the A play, the Megalo play in hockey, if it's basketball or whatever. So that's why getting that 30-day package is the best way to go, because you don't have to pick and choose. You get all the games every day. And if I have a best bet in any of the sports, you receive it.
Well, Chip, you are definitely one of the OGs of handicapping. In point of fact, I was just reading an article that they dug up some new graffiti in Pompeii. Apparently, it was one of your early gladiatorial picks. And again, you were a winner.
Well, I want to tell you something. I was at what at that time would have been considered a Super Bowl. I was 9 years old, 1958. Giants and Colts went overtime day after Christmas. Colts won 23-17, and they did cover the 4.5-point spread.
All right, well, let's get to some NFL, shall we? Shall we start with the Eagles at Vikings? The Eagles are 3-2-0. The Vikings are 3-2. Also, this should be Carson Wentz against Kirk Cousins. Carson Wentz looking better and better with each game.
He is, and he's one of the better quality and efficient quarterbacks in the NFL without question. The Eagles are definitely going to be a threat. They're getting people healthy, and defense is where they hang their hat for the most part. These two have a history, Nick. Not only have they played the last 2 years because of the playoffs, but in the regular season, Minnesota got their revenge last season from a loss that they had inflicted in the playoffs that Philadelphia had given Minnesota. But this is an interesting matchup because both these teams are expected to make the playoffs. Philadelphia probably more so. They come in as a 3-point dog, and on the road, Nick, in the last 5 meetings, they are 5-0 against this Minnesota Viking team. Mm-hmm. I mean, actually, they're 7-3 in the last 10 meetings, and 5-0 as their last 5 as dogs. So Philadelphia has a lot of trends in their background here that would give them a lot of support. But Nick, look what we have when we have the Vikings at home. They're 11-3 against teams with winning records. So Minnesota seems to come to play when the opponent is of great stature at home. They'll sit and they'll come up, but they are only 1-7, Nick, against the points after a win. So Minnesota here, Philadelphia, we've got trends that clash. We've got trends that are conflicting, but there are trends here that don't conflict, and that is to play this game under the total. Philadelphia has gone under in their last 4. Minnesota is under in 7 of their last 9 against the
And
East.
how do you think the Minnesota sort of run-heavy offense is going to match up?
Well, see, that's part of the reasons I would gravitate toward the unders, because Kirk Cousins just doesn't set the world on fire. Yeah. And Philadelphia, this Peterson, loves to play a ball control offense, even with Wentz, whose efficiency is just magnificent. But he likes to control the ball. He figures he can win the game if he holds the ball, especially at Minnesota. I think this game is destined to stay under the total. Both teams are going to look to play rather conservatively, which they have in the past against each other.
All right, well, let's go to the next match, shall we? Right. It's New Orleans Saints 4-1 against the Jags at 2-3. Saints top of the NFC South. Jags 1-1 at home. Teddy Bridgewater against Gardner Minshew. Your thoughts?
I love that Minshew. Yeah, he's great. I mean, that's coming out.
It sounds like a collection of mixed nuts you might buy at
Costco. You know what, Nick?
I'll have the Minshew collection.
You may have to give him a little competition for that mustache, because they were making all kinds of posters with his mustache, and I think they're very similar, Nick. But this game, New Orleans and Jacksonville, is one of my top games in the entire weekend, so I'm not going to give you a side. It may even be my game of the year, but listen to these stats. New Orleans has won the last 4 meetings against the spread. The Saints, who went up to Seattle and won in Seattle as a best bet for us a couple of weeks ago, are 21-8, Nick, against the points on the road. So New Orleans certainly does travel well, but I must say this. Most of those records were when their quarterback was Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Now, Bridgewater's done great. He's completing 70% of his passes. But I think in this environment on the road, Jacksonville's known for their defense, Nick, and they really haven't played much defense all year, but games have gone under. inefficient offense. Who knows why? But 6 of the last 7 at home, Nick, have gone under the total, and they're 5-1 to the under after a loss. It looks like they garner their forces and they try and play a little more conservatively and try and get a win. Now they have Leonard Fournette, top running back in the NFL right now. This year he's averaging almost 6 yards a carry. And on the New Orleans side, you have Kamara, who last year was a top running back. So I can see both these teams, even though you have Gardner Minshew and you have Teddy Bridgewater, being a little bit more conservative with those top running backs. I think this is destined to stay under as well. And I'm going to have a side for you on Saturday or Sunday in this NFL game. It may even be my game of the year.
And you can get that side at picksandparlays.net, of course. So
that's where it is, picksandparlays.net every day. I mean, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, we're there. And log on and...
You know, question, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, a lot of people think he's sort of overperforming and they're kind of waiting for the sort of massive regression to happen. Is it going to be a Bridgewater over troubled waters?
I don't know. He had a catastrophic injury, Nick, an injury that was so severe and so bad that they canceled practice because players were throwing up on the field. It's taken him 3-4 years to get back to the
did someone mention USC? Never mind.
USC may do better than you think, but him coming back from this injury, people have been very slow with him. And if he had done this 4 years ago, we would have said, we got what we had expected. Now I think people are very surprised, and they're waiting for, like you said, for the rug to be pulled out from under him, because they hadn't anticipated he was going to be this effective. And maybe with the coaching they have in New Orleans, and of course we had Drew Brees there, he fits in. There's an offense already built in for him.
All right, let's go to the next one. It's the 49ers at 4-0 against the Rams at 3-2. It's Jimmy Garoppolo against Jared Goff. The 49ers killed the Browns 31-3 on Monday.
Big winner for us Monday night.
And you know what's up? I mean, the 49ers are on en fuego as well.
En fuego as well. They're against the spread. They're 3-1 against the points, but 4-0 straight up. You know, they come off a 31-3 beating of the Cleveland Browns Monday night. And I imagine most of the public thought that Cleveland was a side there. They held quarterback Mayfield to 8 completions and 22 attempts, only 100 total yards. But the effective thing, the point here is that they ran the ball really effectively. And once they got that lead, they held on to it. You know, they've covered 5 of the last 7 meetings against the Rams because the Rams have been the bully in this division, Nick, for a while, as the 49ers have struggled. And now the 49ers seem to have the upper hand here. But the Rams have lost 2 in a row. And this is a team that's played in the Super Bowl. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them, circle the wagons and gather their forces because they are 7-1 against the NFC. But these two teams, with the offense the Rams have, I don't know if you mentioned, Nick, that the total on this game is 50.5. Now, we're usually seeing things around 39, 40, 44 is a high. This is extremely high because the Rams gave up 55 points 2 weeks ago, and they're giving up points right and left, and they can score. They've got a great offense, and 49ers, we've seen with Garoppolo's.
31 points.
And Garoppolo's maturing into the position now. He's feeling a little more comfortable after his injury from last year. He got a slow start. I think this game goes over the total. I really see a wide open affair. The weather should be wonderful out in L.A. It should be beautiful. And there's nothing to hold these two teams back. I don't think there's any hurricanes coming around.
Do you think Jared Goff, I mean, is something not quite right with Jared Goff?
I don't know if it's his motion or the way he throws the ball, or just the critics seem to think that he just doesn't have it. Sometimes he throws some extremely poor passes in really bad places, and other times he makes very poor reads. But they like him there. He's efficient there. They're going to keep him there, no question. And I think he's going to be part of the future. So they're going to have to live and die with Goff here. And right now, I think, Nick, if we had to evaluate these two quarterbacks, you'd have to say you want to be with Garoppolo as opposed to Goff.
Absolutely. Look, I know we've run out of our NFL matchups for this segment, but I wanted to touch on something we spoke about yesterday. We were talking about the Astros at Tampa Bay.
Right.
It was bullpen day at Tampa Bay.
Yeah, all staff day.
All staff day.
All staff day.
I mean, this Justin Verlander experiment, bringing him in with 3 days rest, was an absolute disaster. I was absolutely shocked. I really thought the Astros will get it done, but we're going to leave it to a Game 5. And who's the favorite of Game 5?
The Astros are definitely favored. But, that happened 126 times in a playoff. This was on, pardon the interruption, and Tony Kornheiser said that of 122 games, the pitcher on short days rest, on 3 days rest, has only won 47 times. It's not a logical play. It's not a smart play. You and I discussed how we have to be right, stick with your rotation, and then come with the big games when you need them. But now they're going to be pulling everybody out. The Astros going to be huge favorites, at least 2-1 here. I mean,
Right.
Kermit Cole, he struck out 15 last time out against this team. Didn't give up any. I think he might have given up a run. I don't think he did. And they're going to be very heavy favorites, but, stuff happens. I mean, right? I mean, we saw what happened to Verlander yesterday.
Thank
you know what I wanted.
Stuff.
Yeah, you know
Thank
what
you
I
for
wanted.
saying stuff.
You know what I wanted.
I won't get that angry call from the radio network. Well done. I'm impressed.
All right, crap does happen, and it could happen here.
Okay, absolutely. Very quickly, right after the show, Cardinals Braves is gonna they're gonna start playing. It's Game 5 as well. How awesome is it with all these Game 5s?
I love baseball, and the way they're doing it now is we're getting these playoff games, these elimination games, day after day after day, and that's it's nirvana for Major League Baseball. This is what they were looking for, I would imagine, to have this happen. The Yankees swept. So what? Now we got.
We just got 1 minute. It's Jack Flaherty against Mike Fulton-Evans. Fulton-Evans
been hot.
Yeah, was a rookie last year. Right, got injured.
Yep. Slow start this year.
Right, we just got a couple of seconds left.
I love Flaherty. I love Flaherty, and I love the Cardinals. Atlanta hasn't been there. They haven't won a playoff series since 2001. The Cardinals are game tough.
All right, so Joe Duffy will be crying in his Atlanta suit.
Well, that doesn't mean they're going to win.
All right. If you want to get more picks, if you want to get more of Chip Chirimbes' picks, you can do that at picksandparlays.net. Both free picks, and if you're ready to kick it up a notch, you can get the expert picks right there as well. Of course, there are free picks galore, all sports, picksandparlays.net. Just a reminder, we're not only on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, also on the American Forces Network. We'd like to say hello to our men and women in uniform serving around the world. We really appreciate what you do.
We do.
We're going to go to break. We'll be right back with more.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities, or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Get a $100 travel reward credit with a full synthetic oil change through October 31st, 2019. Terms apply. Visit pennzoil.com/travel-on.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Money Now 100 is not a lender, broker, or agent of any lender or financial advisor. We do not make loans or credit decisions. You must be 18 years or older and a U.S. resident to qualify. This is not an offer or solicitation to lend. I went to MoneyNow100.com and got the $5,000 I needed deposited in my account the next business day. If you need money for any reason, help is here. Go to MoneyNow100.com and get the money you need. Need to pay off credit card debt? Go to MoneyNow100.com. Need your car repaired? Need home improvement money? Visit MoneyNow100.com. If you need fast cash for any reason, go to MoneyNow100.com. Good, bad, or no credit at all. Go to MoneyNow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to MoneyNow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar MoneyNow100.com. That's MoneyNow100.com.
Hey, I'm Hall of Fame catcher Johnny Bench. I used to hit dingers and throw lasers when I was a Major League Baseball player. Now I do yard work, raise my boys, and get the occasional 18 holes in, but I still have to deal with that Hall of Fame pain. I use Blue Emu pain relief products. The Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis or Continuous Spray are easy to use. I just spray or rub it on. No stinging or burning. Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink. Available at nationwide retailers.
All right, welcome back to the show, Picks and Parlays Radio on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Just a reminder, we're with you each and every weekday from 1 p.m. Pacific, that's 4 Eastern, right here on the Sports Byline Network. We're also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you'd like to find us on any of those social media sites, just search Picks and Parlays or use the hashtag Parlays Radio, and we will bring you into the discussion on our social media. If you'd like to call us in the studio, you can do that, 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-7529. If you don't want to figure out what PLAY is on the phone, it's 7529. All right, well, we've had Joe Duffy, we've had Chip Chirimbes, so no show would be complete without the ever-prolific Tony T from LA. Tony T, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Nick, and looking forward to some really big baseball out here in SoCal. I want to update everybody on the weather. There's been a cooling trend out here in LA, not just the team, but the weather itself here. We're looking at start time. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 60s, humidity at 70%, could go as high as 80%. So we're looking at some of this heavy air out in LA. Nick, we may see some balls not leave the park, maybe some warning track fly ball outs tonight.
So now that's going to affect the under, I would imagine, right?
It should affect the under, though it hasn't moved, although we're seeing it right now at 7 with juice about 120. So if you want to play the under, which I want to do in this game, you better move on it fast, because people are going to smarten up and start looking at these temperature changes here in LA. As we know, we're already into autumn. We're getting the autumn temps out here, and the heavy ball means less likely to get those balls over the wall at Dodger Stadium.
All right, well, it is Steven Strasburg, who's 18-6 with a 3.32 ERA. He actually won Game 2 for the Nationals against Walker Buehler, and one can only hope that it's not Buehler's day off if you're a Dodgers fan. He's 14-4 with a 3.26 ERA. He won the first game for the Dodgers. I quite like this game, quite frankly. I mean, just from a fan's perspective, this should be a really good one. But if we're talking about a lower scoring game, who do you think that really benefits?
If it's lower scoring, it definitely benefits the Dodgers because of their bullpen. And of course, it's all hands on deck. So there's talk here that even Kershaw can pitch up to 3 innings in this game, maybe more. But you go back to 2016, a very similar Game 5 in Washington between these teams. It was a pitcher's duel, a one-run lead for LA. Kenley Jansen came in for a 6-inning save. He got through the 8th, but walked the bases loaded. Walked actually the first 2 batters, and Kershaw came in and got the final 2 outs to seal the victory for LA. So I would definitely favor LA if it gets into the later innings, because you've got Kershaw. I wouldn't doubt if we even see Ryu. We got May, who looks very effective, and Maeda pitched well. I just don't want to see a Stripling or Urias in there. Even Kelly, I'm not a big fan of Kelly there in that rotation, but it would definitely favor the Dodgers if we get into a one-run game in the later innings. And of course, Strasburg, is he built to go 9? Is he built to go 8? They'd love to get 7 out of him. And that's a really big question mark, is how deep can Strasburg go in this game?
Well, interestingly, the Nationals are 1-4 in Strasburg's last 5 road starts against the Dodgers. So he's not doing that well at Dodger Stadium. And the Dodgers, though, they're 7-3 in Buehler's last 10 home starts against a team with a winning record. So, if you like to look back at these historical stats, and usually I think, they're fun for trivia games, but, maybe, every day's a new day. But I will say in baseball, they do actually carry a lot more meaning than most other sports. You'd have to think this would edge the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think it would definitely edge the Dodgers. But one thing you always worry about Buehler, he can look like a Cy Young, or he can look like a gas can up there, because he's had some pretty rough outings at home, and you got to always be concerned about that. But he can handle the pressure. He's been in these pressure spots in the playoffs before. Remember, he was a starter last year in that Game 7 in Milwaukee. What a game that was, with the LA winning that one. So he's been in this spot before. So it won't be a surprise for him. I always feel now with the money, Nick, in this game, I think the biggest pressure for these players is just making the team. When you compare the minor league salary with the Major League Baseball salary, I think that's where the pressure is, to just get on the roster, get a contract.
Yeah, and then you can look important in the dugout, doing high fives and chest pumps when, somebody else scores a home run. But that's the way it goes. All right, so you're going to go with the Dodgers on this game, Tony?
I would lean the Dodgers in this game, although I don't think it's a really good price at -165, because a lot can happen in the early innings with Buehler. And that's what I'm nervous about, because like I said, you either get the Cy Young or you can get the gas can up there in early innings. But again, with Kershaw back there to back him up, and Maeda, who's looked effective in relief, I think they can get in there deeper into their bullpen deep. And I like that. I like their shot here. I mean, the odds makers telling you something. -165. That's a big line, even with Strasburg on the mound.
Yeah.
Because the question mark is when Strasburg exits, you've got to sweat through this bullpen for the Nationals. We saw the Dodgers get to him. But one thing to note, why I really like the under in this game, as we talked about here, because one, it's a great pitching matchup, and two, the Dodgers are loaded in their bullpen with those starters going to the bullpen, all hands on deck game, and the fact that you always have to factor with what no one really talks about right now because it's been hot all summer, but we're starting to see the changing temperatures is definitely that high humidity. As you probably are familiar with that marine layer in SoCal. Have you ever been to Dodger games? You kind of snooze through them, the low scoring games when it's like that, and that's what we're looking at here, where the ball's just not going to carry, and that hurts the Dodgers' bats because they like to hit the home run.
Well, unfortunately, Tony, whenever I went to Chavez Ravine to see a game, I'd always have to leave in the first inning just to beat the traffic in LA. So I never really saw a game. I'm just kidding. It is a very unique place to see a game, of course, the LA traffic. Nightmarish. All right, well, let's get on to some NFL, shall we? We're going to talk about the Seahawks at Browns. The Seahawks are 4-1. The Browns 2-3. The Browns, just got absolutely clobbered on Monday. As I said yesterday, they'd have been better off with Curtis Mayfield than Baker Mayfield. Tell us, how do you see this game? It's Russell Wilson against Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, we see the line open, Nick, with the Browns favored too. The money is on Seattle right now. It's moved to Seattle -1.5. Total sits here at 47. I'm going to take the Seahawks -1.5. Cleveland just could not match that physical strength on the line of scrimmage. San Francisco is a real thing. I had my questions with them, but when I saw this game against at least an average team at best with the Browns, they held their own here. And also too, you got to be concerned here. It's a short week here for the Browns, and of course you got a first-year head coach trying to get prepared here for a Seahawks team. And again, Nick, we're looking at back-to-back physical encounters. They faced the 49ers team who was very physical. Now you're facing a Pete Carroll physical defense with the Seattle Seahawks, and you've got an accurate quarterback in Russell Wilson who's having an MVP type year. I mean, he's in this discussion. I mean, he's completing 73% of his passes, 12 touchdowns, no picks. We saw the Rams go in there and really shut down that Browns offense, and we see the 49ers do the same. A lot of people are saying this NFC West probably the best division. I think everyone can agree now, looking at through 5 weeks. And I definitely have to lean here. I like the Seattle Seahawks in this one.
Well, I mean, Russell Wilson's, as you mentioned, I mean, he's just having a phenomenal season. I just wonder, do you think the team around him is really good enough?
That's a very good question. And I think the fact is the running backs, Carson has had issue with ball protection, fumbling the football. I didn't like the fact that Mike Davis, the backup, was signed by the Bears. That means Rashad Penny, who played at San Diego State. I don't think he has the body to withstand the grind of the NFL, but if you just use him in spots, okay. But the receiving position, the receivers are stepping up here. The defense is young. They make plays. And one thing to note here is it's what issue I have with the Browns, and I had it last year, has been their defense. They're starting to show signs of last year's struggles. They're giving up 150 yards on the ground, 5.2 yards a carry. That's a lot of rushing yards they're giving up. And, Seattle, if they go back to that ground game, it can open up plays for them deep in the passing game. And, of course, we all know about the Browns' trouble. 28th in the league on third down. They can't move the chains. 29th in the red zone. Why I focus so much on these stats, third down and red zone, Nick, is because there aren't a lot of possessions in the NFL.
Right, absolutely. All right, well, let's move along to the next game. It's Steelers at Chargers. The Steelers are 1-4. The Chargers 2-3. Couple of questions on this one. I mean, Phillip Rivers, he only got 211 yards the last game against Denver. Is he getting a little long in the tooth? And then the other question I have for you is about the quarterback situation at the Steelers. Is Mason Rudolph going to play? He had a concussion on Sunday because obviously no Roethlisberger. So are they going to be short quarterback here for Monday? Pardon me.
According to Mike Tomlin, they will be because he's ready to go with his third string, which is a very difficult spot they're in. Mason Rudolph suffered that really big hit. That concussion did not look good.
Yeah,
I don't see him playing. That was such a serious injury that I think they're going to take all precautions here and limit their liability, if you know what I mean, when these players retire. So I think a good chance he will not play. The quarterback, the third stringer, is Devlin Hodges. He's a rookie from an FCS school, Samford, not Stanford.
Yeah.
But Sanford, like Sanford and Son, but with the M in there, he'll get the start. But I
But he
prefer
can
to
tell
support
people he went to Stanford, and they won't know the difference. He's going to sound, maybe he'll get some jobs after football with that.
Maybe so, maybe so. People hear that name. Maybe Stanford grad will say, "Hey, let's sign this guy up to a nice promotional. Let him, sell products for us." Who knows? But yeah, I do prefer to support quarterbacks, backups when they're at home, not on the road. That's kind of the NBA angle I like, where you've probably often heard where the reserves or supporting staff always play better at home than on the road. I think this is true in the NFL, especially at the quarterback position. That's why I like to take the Chargers here at minus 6.5. I wouldn't even argue if someone played the under 41.5 in this game.
So that line's moved, because the last time I looked, it was minus 5.5. So it's moved a whole point, huh?
Yeah, it's moved a whole point because it looks more and more that Mason Rudolph will not play, and there'll be a third string in there. And if Hodges is not effective, the backup is Paxton Lynch, who was a first round bust with the Broncos. He's been moved around the league, really couldn't stick with Seattle. So now he was signed to the practice squad with the Steelers when Big Ben went down as emergency here. So they have to bring him up from the practice squad into the second string here in this spot. And I don't think it works for them here because we also noticed the Steelers defense has been poor, and they also lose depth at wide receiver. Their wide receiver James Washington, he's the number 3 receiver. He's out with a shoulder injury. Their backup running back Jalen Samuels, he's out. So Pittsburgh really banged up as they head into LA.
Wow. Okay. So you're going to go minus 6.5, right?
Minus 6.
Minus 6.
It's tough to. Yeah, minus 6. It's very tough to lay points with the Chargers, but the Steelers here in just dire straits with their injuries. And of course, I don't like to go with backup, especially third stringers on the road in the NFL. And of course, the Chargers kind of in one of those must-win modes. When you lose back-to-back games right now, I think they need to turn it up a notch here in this one.
All right, Tony, very quickly, baseball game going on just about as we go off the air. It's the Cardinals at Braves. It's game 5. You got about 30 seconds. Give me your take.
All right, I like the Braves here, minus 105. Fulton Newitz look really good. I prefer the Braves bullpen, and I prefer their hitting lineup. And the Braves have been a very good home team this year, 51-32 at home.
51. Oh wow, 51-32 at home. Yeah. So you're going with the Braves. Chip here was going with the Cards. So maybe you guys can arm wrestle it before the game. But
I guess so. I just can't sweat out that closer for the Cardinals. Carlos Martinez. This looks like a gas can.
All right. And finally, your thoughts on the Astros choke fest?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I was surprised that Tampa Bay went with that with their openers. And I'm always nervous because when you pitch that many pitchers, someone's going to be bad, right? Someone's going to have an off day, but they were able to get through that, which was surprising. But I'm going to look at the under in this game. Glasnow and Cole. Glasnow was very effective in that start against the Astros, going 5 good innings. And I really like Garrett Cole here. I think this is going to be another one of those really tight games, Nick, that we see in the playoffs, decided in the later innings. But I would have to lean Astros, but I don't like the price. I would rather take it under 7.
All right, Tony T, always a pleasure. We'll check back with you later on in the week. Tony Tellez, folks. You can find his picks right there at picksandparlays.net. Loads of free picks. And when you're ready, the expert picks are right there for you. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, though, I know we've given out a lot of picks here on the show. I'm going to recap them for you. So if you have a pen and paper, or I don't know if you can type really fast. I can't. I've got fat fingers and it just doesn't work that way. Get a pen and paper and get ready to write them down so you can have a successful day of betting. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183.
800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-7851, 800-439-7851, 800-439-7851, 800-439-7851.
All right, welcome back to Picks and Parlays Radio here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'm Nick Gieber. Find me on Twitter. Well, unsurprisingly, it's at Nick Gieber. I'd love to hear from you there. All right, well, we gave out a lot of picks on the show today, so in order to make it easier for you, I'm going to recap them. Here's what we had today, starting with Joe Duffy. Here's college football picks. Washington State at Arizona, take Washington State. Memphis at Temple, take Temple under 50.5. And then we had USC at Notre Dame. He said, take USC plus 11. Then we had the always entertaining Chip Chirimbes with some NFL picks. Eagles at Vikings, take the under 44. Saints at Jags, take the under 44.5. And the 49ers at Rams, it was take the over 50.5. Speaking of NFL, we had Tony Tellez. We talked a little NFL and Major League Baseball with Tony. We'll start with the baseball pick, though. Nationals at Dodgers. He said take under 7. Take the under 7 runs on that particular game. He was talking about the heavy air at Chavez Ravine with the current weather situation in LA. For his NFL picks, Tony, Seahawks at Browns. He said take the Hawks minus 1.5. And Steelers at Chargers. Take the Chargers at minus 6.5. Hope you had a chance to grab all of those picks. You'll find a lot of those picks, though, up on our website, picksandparlays.net. As I mentioned, loads of free picks at picksandparlays.net. And, of course, if you're ready for the expert picks, they are there as well. Just a little programming note. I'll be back with you tomorrow. And if you like me, and if you like soccer, you're going to want to tune in to 5th Street Soccer, a show I host on Sirius XM 211, Dan Patrick Sports, and the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I host that Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. This show, however, will be back with you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Sports Byline Network. Have fun, and until then, remember, bet, win, repeat.